Hey folks, John with Alternate Arms, your friend in less than lethal self-defense. Guys, ShotShow was amazing. Oh, you guys, I cannot wait to tell you about this stuff. Get your popcorn, get your drinks, sit down, and chill on this one till the end because it is awesome all the way through. So much better than last year. Let's go. Now guys, this year, okay, look, last year, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little disappointed. I really was, because there was not a lot of brand new innovation out there. A couple new sprinklings of products, but no crazy innovation. But this year, dude, they brought it. And we started off this little trip with Grimmberg. You knew I had to get over there and see these guys like right off the bat. But not only did he show me some stuff that I knew was coming, we got a sneak peek at something else. Check it out. All right, folks, you knew we were going to find Grimmberg, and it had to be the first one that we found, period. But check this out. What I didn't know is that they were bringing the new carries, and they are here. Kurt, tell us something about these crazy things.
Well, they are super light and way smaller than the gavel. Here's a comparison.
Yeah, and when he says light, guys, he means light. I mean, these things don't hardly weigh anything.
They're a little over a pound.
Yeah.
We 3D printed the front and just ran a barrel through to the gun body instead of having everything all aluminum.
Right, that's awesome. And we're still in 68 caliber, correct?
Yep, 68 caliber.
And we did change something about the size of the CO2 cartridge, as I recall.
Yeah, well, you can use two different sizes.
All right.
You can use 12 gram. You can use 8, 12, and 16.
All three?
Yeah.
Whoa, okay.
And then it depends on the barrel size too. For concealed carry, we're recommending 8. With our joules or kinetics, we're getting 30 joules. 30 joules on an 8 gram cartridge.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, I'm seeing extensions here.
We also have a barrel of 5.75 inch barrel here. And
that is awesome.
Used with a 16 gram CO2, and we're up to 50 joules.
So to change out from the 16 to the 8 gram, is there just, you have to change anything at all, or it just takes it?
No, just takes it.
Straight up, so 8, 12, or 16, instead of being limited to 1. That is huge.
Just unscrew the barrel. It's a A5 barrel thread.
Wow. Guys, you remember we did the questions before we came up here, and one of the questions were, are there swappable or upgradable parts? That is a swappable or upgradable part.
And you can use up to a 8-inch barrel.
Okay.
And we're getting 60 joules.
60 joules on an 8-inch barrel.
On an 8-inch barrel, but we're not, we don't want to sell it.
Right.
50, that's as high as we're going to go.
Okay.
You know, if you have your own 8-inch barrel, it'll work.
All right.
After that, you go to 9. We don't know what's going on. There's some weird suction thing where it stops the bolt from cycling. Okay. It makes some weird noises, so 8-inch, 60 joules is good. 60 joules is ridiculous. Yeah, that's crazy. That is crazy. So one of the questions that we had from users are, well, number one, when are we shipping? We got a lot of people out there that are anxious. We are trying. I'm pretty sure it'll happen. We're shipping our first orders in February. In February? Yep. Awesome. I got to get one for the channel. These things are going to be great, guys. It's going to change everything. You wanted smaller, you wanted concealable, and you wanted lighter. There it all is right there. So one of the other questions we were getting is how much testing has been done with this model before they go out? Have they been stress tested? How many rounds have you put through? That kind of thing. We tested everything we could with our gavel. We made like a mock-up with all the changes. It's like a working unit, and we didn't have any issues. Awesome. None. The parts that are coming out of the machine right now, like there's guys working on them today while we're at ShotShow. They haven't been put together yet. So zero I mean, like, we made a test rig, everything worked. We don't see any issues.
So once you make the rig, everything is going to come out identical because you're making all your own parts now, correct?
Yep.
So these are 100% assembled in America now, correct?
Yes, 100%.
All right, which makes you one of a very elite club of people that are doing that currently. That is wonderful. That is. So, well, guys, I cannot wait to see this. Yeah, and for those wondering, I need to get a jar like that of these for sure. It's
manufactured in America.
Manufactured in America.
Yeah, 100% manufactured.
Okay. Okay.
Whole thing.
The whole thing. Every bit.
Every bit.
So in other words, you're making your own parts, you're sourcing your own materials, you're assembling them here, testing them here, supporting them here, and shipping them here, everything in America.
Yes.
Got it.
There might be like a screw or two that someplace sends us that we didn't know the source of.
Understood. But the key is, it is an American-made product.
Yep.
So, and that's, I do love that. So, and yes, guys, I will have to get a big jar like this at some point. I'm burning the bags. What you got?
I'm so sorry. I want to show you the...
Tell me about it.
The toolless loading now.
Toolless loading?
Yeah. I mean, you've seen something similar before.
Oh, guys.
I mean, that gets rid of a lot of headaches.
That is going to greatly expedite loading. 5 rounds?
Yes.
5 rounds.
5 rounds. And that's it.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, there's something else that was pretty cool about this, right? With these cool rounds and something about the detent on these.
Oh, you're right.
I wonder what that might be, guys. Check this out. A magnetic detent, which means no more rubber detents or parts to have to replace, guys. Magnetic, built in, right out of the box. That is a very big advantage right there. So, awesome. Awesome. Well, guys, I hope you're enjoying this. You can see they've already got holsters out for these. So, they're ready to go. So, when they start shipping in February, they're going to go quick. So hopefully we'll pick one up for the channel. We'll get it on there, and I'll put that in one of our belly bands. That is going to fit nicely. So, all right. Thank you so much, Kurt. Been great to see you again, brother.
Thanks, John.
All right. Have a good one.
You too.
All right, guys. So let me do the math on this for you. Okay. Grimmberg carry about half the weight of the gavel, considerably smaller than the gavel. Now, 3 other things. Completely toolless loading and unloading. The ability to use 8, 12, or 16 gram cartridges inside the launcher. Completely self-contained and crazy powerful out of the box. Now, that to me was enough. I was excited. I was thinking February is going to be awesome. We're going to get one of these in here and it's going to be killer. And then he broke out the prototype for the Solstice. All right, guys, so before we leave Grimmberg's booth, I got to show you this because somebody out there is going to ask about the Solstice. They have the carry on this one. I am holding a Grimmberg Solstice right here. Now, guys, I want to show you something about this. Mag fed, the CO2 goes in, the rounds go in to the magazine. This is a demo unit right now. This is what they're going to have. It's going to look just like this. Now, here's what's cool about this. They're building in a lever here. This lever, once pushed down, will allow a pin to puncture the CO2. Completely self-contained. Rounds, CO2, 1 magazine, completely self-contained. Now, they're ramping up the carry production and then they're working on this one currently. They should have this one out before long. And you can pretty much guarantee one will be on the show. So I wanted to show you that one before we cut this one down. Kill it. All right, let me tell you guys a little something about the Solstice. All right. On the Solstice, it was kind of interesting. The magazine itself was a self-contained unit. It would hold the 8 gram cartridge and the 5 rounds. Then both of them would go up into the launcher itself. On the left-hand side of the launcher, there's a piercing lever. So when you twist that lever down, it automatically pierces the cartridge. And then you can just fire, 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 fire. Drop the mag, pop a fresh one in with 5 new rounds and a fresh cartridge, pop it in, repuncture, and go again. Guys, this revolutionizes things. This will blow away everything else that's come before it, assuming we get it soon. And I'm waiting for it. It's going to be so cool. Just looking at the 3D printed prototype, though, it was just amazing. It really was. So, yeah, Grimmberg hit it out of the park. That was wonderful. Now, the next people we got to visit. Now, you knew also that we had to go check out Paradigm, but I got some news for you guys about Paradigm. Check this out. All right, folks, now you knew we had to find David at Paradigm, but what you didn't know is there's kind of new stuff coming out that you've been wanting for a while. So, David, what's new in the world of Paradigm?
Hey, so we listened the last year, we've been listening to the customers and getting kind of feedback on what they're wanting. Obviously, we came in at about 16 to 20 joules was our initial launcher, but we were really kind of focused on the capitation rounds. We heard a lot of scuttlebutt where people want more power, more energy, more of an impact than just the chemicals. So what we did was we got a volumizer. We brought a brand new machine to us into the shop. It's a brand new Swiss lathe that allows us to do all manufacturing in-house. And the first part that's coming off that, we've already ran about 15 or 20 of them. We proved the program out.
Right.
And so we're ready to hit the start button and just start printing. And so those are the volumizers. So we're going to run a bunch of the volumizers. They'll screw right into the back of these guns, and you'll be able to just jump immediately right up to 40 joules.
Okay.
So I got a lot of documents that I got to get out.
All right.
Because our joules changes based on the based on the weight of the projectile.
Correct.
So I want to be able to produce accurate information to the customer base. If you're going to run a VXR round, it's going to be this joules. If you're going to run a Grimmberg round, it's going to be this. If you run one of our new rounds, wink wink, it's going to be this.
Wink wink, you heard that.
So the benefit of bringing this machine in-house is that we can lathe turn our own projectiles, and we're looking at producing aluminum projectiles. Looks like they're going to come in around 5 to 5.5 gram.
Right.
And then we're also looking at some other stuff, some stainless steel rounds that could be potentially upwards of 14 grams.
14 grams.
14.
Now, are you staying with like a blunted ammunition at that weight, or are you going with like a point on the edge of it?
No points.
No points.
No points, unless that's something the customer base wants. We're all about giving what the customers want. And so right now, we're trying to make it so that we want all of that energy to stop on impact, right? We don't want penetration. Penetration's bad, so we're trying to minimize penetration.
Awesome. And what's the maximum you're thinking you're going to be able to get out of the new volumizer?
The new volumizer with springs, and so we're going to have, thank you.
Yep.
So we're going to have 3 different stages. We're going to have the 20 joule stage, we're going to have the 40 joule stage, and then we'll have the top tier, which will be 80 joules.
You hear that, guys?
It will be an 80 joule stage.
That was an 80 joules.
And so we can do that still supplying about 700 PSI from the bottle. So we're not even close to running the 1,000 PSI that you're seeing a lot of guys doing to get that kind of energy
right.
on the secondary market. And the other benefit to this is that we're the manufacturer. We can stand behind this product because it's coming to the customer as we build it
right.
at the 80 joules. We know that we can cover it warranty-wise, no problem. No modification needed.
If you're able to kick out a round at 80 joules, what is your effective range going to be on, say, an Overwatch? I mean, do you have even any idea? Because, I mean, I know what we were seeing out of it, what it is currently, and we're over 100 easy.
Yeah. So the problem, I think, is if you're starting to continuing to use those VXR rounds or the capsation rounds, you're pushing them so hard and so fast. I think you're losing accuracy.
Right.
They'll survive it. They'll survive that initial release.
Right.
But I think we're going to see an opening up of the grouping. It's just you're trying to push around so light. You're just trying to push it so hard.
Right.
And so we don't really have enough data on that yet. I will definitely do that. We're data driven here, so we're going to figure all that out. What I really want to see is what are we doing with the heavier rounds.
Absolutely. Speaking of the heavier rounds, anything you want to tell us about these, or?
No, they're that's one of the benefits of bringing this machine in. It's kind of been the focus of mine, is that trying to produce a lathe turned precision round. They're already doing it in the real steel market. I carry one on me. But there's just, when you lathe turn something like that, you're able to control the tolerances so much tighter than what you can with an injection molded product.
So everything essentially on this then, from the gun itself, all parts, the ammo, everything is going to be American made in-house?
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, not in-house, but yeah, for the most part, American-made.
Right.
With the exception of the optic. You
right.
guys couldn't afford an optic made in America. My customers would just absolutely go crazy with the price point. But yeah, everything else is made in the States.
Right. And on the, okay, guys, a lot of you guys asked, and it was on the question sheet about the optic as selling it as a standalone. I understand that's a no-go at this point?
Yeah, I think what we really have to do with that is we need to focus on making sure that the gun can deliver exactly what the optic is telling you. And so we don't want the optic telling you one thing and the gun saying something else.
Right.
And then you actually making a mistake and actually injuring somebody or hitting somebody in the head or something like that.
Right, gotcha. Because
so
right now it's calibrated for where the gun is currently at.
Calibration to maintain.
Got it.
And so if we just hand that optic over and somebody puts it on something else, that calibration is lost.
You got a problem, that's right. Yeah. So when are the volumizers going to be available?
Well, I wanted to have them here, but I think,
me too.
I really think that we'll have them here at the end of the month. I think we can definitely have February for those.
Okay, so you guys heard that. February is going to be a big month. And the new rounds you were talking about.
Yep.
All right.
I'd love to see those immediately after too. I think that as soon as we get this volumizer kicked through the machine, the next step will definitely be the aluminum and stainless rounds.
And those guys, I really cannot wait to see those either. So I have a plan. He doesn't know it yet. I have a plan for him. So Dave, thank you so much, brother. As usual.
Yes.
A pleasure, man.
Yep.
Thanks. Now let me put a little exclamation point right on the top of that. All right, check this out. The Volumizer. They are now making them in-house for the Paradigm PTX and for the Overwatch, for this bad boy and for the PTX Bullpup. Just the addition of the Volumizer can take them up to 80 joules. 80 joules, 80. Now, I got to tell you, that's going to rule their current optic completely out because it's going to throw off everything. The way their Paradigm works, all of their launchers are absolutely meticulously made to where this optic is actually calibrated to the launcher, which is why if you went back on that original video I did on these things, you literally cannot miss. I don't care if you're the worst shot on earth. If you put the circle on the head and move it down, you cannot miss. Period. That's all there is to it. Now, of course, the problem is once you crank this thing up to 80 joules, you're putting out a whole lot more power, so it's not going to quite hit the exact same place. They're going to have to recalibrate these for different levels. However, it does have me wondering, if you've got a long barrel cranking out 80 joules, what kind of range are you going to be able to get with accuracy? Which leads me to something we're going to be doing in future videos. Don't do it now. But in future videos, we are going to have competitions. I want to see you guys get out there. I want to see you take your launchers and give me the longest possible shot you can, verified with accuracy. And I'm going to be giving away prizes this year. Don't do it yet, because I still have to hammer out all the details on this. But big news from Paradigm, and we knew that was coming, but there's more news. There's more news. All I'm going to tell you, and I was sort of involved in this for you guys, all I'm going to tell you is keep checking their website and keep watching the price on the PTX Bullpup. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say about that, all right? Now, guys, the next video, y'all be gentle, you understand? Y'all be gentle if you want to see more of the wife fires on here. Christina got to do her first solo interview. Guys, she was so nervous, dude. It was so cute. One thing about Christina, even though she likes to do the wife fires, she does not like the camera. She gets really nervous when she's talking to the camera, because not everybody's a freakazoid like us and can just get up here and talk to the camera. But in this particular case, it was awesome. Check this out. All right, folks, so this is Christina. You've seen her on my videos as the wife fires all the different less than lethal launchers. Now, we ran across a booth that had some cool stuff that actually might fit into what she's doing, so I'm going to let her tell you a little about it. Check it out.
Okay, so this is PackinHeat, and I really fell in love with the blingy ear protection.
That'd be pretty
the
good
blingy ear protection.
When you're firing the bigger launchers, right? Are they comfortable?
They are comfortable, yes.
They are. It looks like they have a lot of different options over there, too.
Yes, they do.
So what's your personal favorite?
My personal favorite is actually this one right here.
Oh yeah, that one's
one.
actually really nice.
And you can customize it?
Yes.
Okay. You can customize. Okay.
So they can be customized. You can add different logos and things like that on
we
there.
do logos for teams. Some people do their favorite designs. There's a ton of different things that you do. Honestly, one of our sayings is if you can think it, we can bling it.
If you can think it, okay, she just said that. If you can think it, we can bling it. Okay,
Yep.
no.
I love that.
No, we are not blinging any launchers. Don't even try that.
And can you make them sizable?
So these are adjustable. So these are our passive earmuffs. So these ones you can kind of expand and adjust. And the same for our electronics as well. So they kind of have different fits. Our passives are powered by Howard Light. So these are going to be on their the LOF platform. And then our electronics are powered by Walker, and they're on the Walker Razor Slim platform.
Okay, that's awesome. Awesome. Once again, this is PackinHeat. Well, there you go.
Thank you.
Sorry about
Right? First interview ever. I didn't think it was that bad. She was so embarrassed and sad, and she's like, I just couldn't talk. She did great. And this is the beginning of a lot more, guys. I'm going to involve her in more of the channel, especially for ShotShow next year. I want to get her involved, and yes, there will be a ShotShow next year. I want to get her involved in more of this for you guys, because I think it kind of, if you guys can't tell who I am, what kind of guy I am, that I'm a family guy, okay, I'm just kidding. But that I do, that my family is my life. I want to get them more involved in this. And that includes my daughter and my son. You guys have seen them occasionally on the videos, but you're going to see more of Christina in future videos. So, PackinHeat, pretty cool, right? Their motto was, if you got it, we can bedazzle it. And I will reiterate, we will not be bedazzling any launchers. So don't even try it. Don't even try it. All right. Our next stop was Valken. Now, guys, I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. You know, when I went to Valken, the first thing I did, I walked up to him and I'm like, where are the M17s? A lot of you guys have been thinking the same thing I have. If you're going to discontinue us, you need to let us know about it, right? But they aren't discontinuing them. But they did have something cool. Check it out. All right, guys, so we're at Valken, and I got to tell you, this is actually kind of funny. So I was talking to my rep, which I do know, I've talked to him quite a bit. He's shy to get in front of the camera, though, so I'm going to be doing this one solo. But the reason I really wanted to bring this to your attention is because the Ripsaw, they finally brought the Valken Ripsaw out here, guys. And you can see this is different variations of this launcher. This is going to be the replacement for the M17, all right? So what's really cool about this is this one is going to be bottle fed on the bottom, or you'll be able to direct feed bottle here or here. I don't see on here, and I've been looking, and he did not know if you've actually got a gasser or a degasser. But if you don't have a degasser, it's not a problem, because you can actually put a degasser ring on there without a problem. But what I do like, 20-round drop-down magazine, 10 on both sides. You can flip it over, which means this is actually cross-compatible with several different launchers, guys. And it's fully modifiable, customizable, and upgradable, which means you can change out barrels, you can change out grips and stocks, everything. This is the upgrade for the M17, and I was very excited to actually see that at the show here. Now, the next thing that Valken told me about, as you guys can see, we've got a bunch of different variations of the Ripsaw. Personally, this one is not my favorite. I mean, granted, it's kind of cool that you can hopper feed it, but I don't like having to have a bottle down here off the back. So I think if I had this one, I would probably just try to direct feed it if I could too. But they're very, very light as well. So the other cool thing about these is they're going to come in at a retail value under the M17. I didn't think that was possible. That is so cool. But now, the other thing they're going to start doing with Valken, they have started to produce their own pepper balls. Now, I was reading on here about the pepper balls. They're going to have 50 and 68 caliber currently, but we're running 10% OC on these, which is a pretty high concentration of OC. There is no CS though in these, so it's pretty much a straightforward pepper ball. You dump in 10%, 10 rounds on target, you're creating a cloud about 10 square feet. It's going to be nasty. So they're going to have their own 68s and their 50s, and they will be putting out 43s at some point in the future. They've also released their own brands of kinetic rounds. This is a Balkan branded kinetic round. Now, these aren't bad. They're obviously, this is the only issue I've got with these. They're very light, 1.32 grams. So I don't know that I would necessarily use these for kinetic defense, but they're pretty good for just plinking or target practicing with your launcher, which you should be doing a lot. Now, yeah, Balkan, it looks like we're going to have a pretty good year. They also have a new version of their Thunder Bee out, which is essentially a grenade that can be filled with pepper powder. This, guys, the Ripsaw, this really excites me, and I cannot wait to see it. I have got their flyer. We are being told May on these, and I've already got a pre-order in, so sit tight for that, and I'll let you know. We're going to get one of these on the channel to test here shortly, too, to put it through its paces, so it's going to be a fun year. Yeah, okay. There is a Ripsaw that will be coming in here for testing shortly. Guys, 68 caliber, you saw it. Interchangeable barrels, upgradability, you can change your stocks, you can take your drop down on it. A ton of different things that you're going to be able to do with this launcher. This I'm very excited about, I really am. As far as like their ammo, the kinetic ammo is going to be great for plinking. I wouldn't put too much like credence in using it for kinetic self-defense. It's just not heavy enough, but it will be good for plinking for sure. And Balkan did have a couple other things that were possibly coming out. I am kind of excited about that little grenade, but I'm going to need to do a little more research into it because it's weird. After our folks over at PavaShot came out with the NPDD, now everybody's trying to jump on that bandwagon. And I mean everybody, guys. You're going to see more people in here that have got stuff like that. None of them are quite the same as the NPDD. That is the most solid piece of machinery I've ever seen. But they're trying. They're getting there, which is kind of cool. I want to see where this evolves to and where it goes to next. Now, the next one, you guys just might have heard their name. Here we go. All right, guys, so we found the Byrna booth. You know we were coming this direction, but they got a few things here they didn't have last year. Come on around here and check this out. Now, just in case you're wondering, no, it's not a less lethal truck, but it does look like a less lethal. Actually, that looks pretty lethal to me. Okay, this is a Byrna truck. Pretty cool, right? But that's not what I want to show you. They brought a mobile shooting range. Guys, come up here. We gotta check this thing out together. Now, they moved them to a totally different area in ShotShow this year, which was pretty cool. But check this out. By the way, yes, this is the TCR. Yes, this is the Mission 4. And yes, we will put one of these on the channel here shortly. I know you guys have been asking for that. But over here, as you can see, we got the Byrna SD and we've got the Byrna LE. But if you flip around, you have got a fully functional indoor range. Check this out. This end to this end. How long would you say this is?
The trailer's 20 feet, so we're just below that.
All right, so we'd say 18 to 20 foot. That's the range you're going to fire from here down to the other end on target. So they're allowing people to test these in-house this year, which I actually think is pretty darn cool. It's the only person I've ever seen anybody do. Take a look at this. He's firing at the target now. Just like that. That looked like one of the Eco Kinetics.
It is.
Yep. Guys can always tell the Eco Kinetics because they're going to fire green like that. There you go. Now, I had a couple of very interesting discussions with Brian, the CEO, and let's just say this year is going to be very, very big for Byrna. Now, when this video comes out, I'm going to detail a few other things for you guys at the end of it because I'm actually waiting for something from them. But this is going to be a big one. And once again, guys, cat's in the bag. You know the drill. There's things I want to tell you that I can't. There's things I can't tell you that I want to. But stay tuned for this one. When this video comes out, I will do an addendum to the back of it and give you some rundown. So, Byrna, as usual, awesome. Okay, I got to be careful. I got to be careful. So I had a very long discussion with Brian, who's the CEO of Byrna. I need you guys to understand a couple of things. All right, in this line of work, and as this channel has progressed, and as I have been dealing with more and more CEOs and all this, trust is everything to these guys. In other words, if they want to tell me something, or they do tell me something, it has to stay with me. You guys have no idea how hard that is. You don't. You have no idea how much I want to tell you everything. And there's just some things I can't. There's just some things I can't. But there are some things I can. Now, Brian is supposed to be sending me some paperwork here shortly. They did a very, very cool study, and I'm talking about very in-depth. In fact, it's going to get its own video, but I need you guys to understand that occasionally when you get into these videos, when you break things down into the granular level, they may start to seem a little dry, but when it comes to protecting yourself and self-defense, it's stuff everybody needs to know. So that is actually going to be coming soon. The other thing I can tell you is, this is going to be a massive year for Byrna. A big, massive year. Now, one thing I can't tell you about, one thing I can tell you about, at the end of this year, by the end of this year, and this is from the CEO's mouth, Byrna will be 100% American made, which makes that one of 3 launchers, 3 that are 100% American made. And you know who those are, right? We got Byrna, yep. You got Grimmberg, yep. And you've got Paradigm. Yeah, so yeah, these are the only 3 we've got. And in all honesty, guys, this is something that I think we need to see more of. I want to see more companies that are making things and producing them here in the United States, and we're going to. Byrna, shout out, that's going to be big. The other thing, I just can't tell you guys. I need you to trust me and do not give up on Byrna, okay? Don't give up on Byrna. I can't tell you more. That's all I can say. Oh, but while we were here, let's have fun. Check it out.
Thanks.
He's on for me.
All right, guys. So since we're here anyway, let's do a wife fire, shall we?
I'm excited.
All right. So she's got her eye protection on.
I have 5 rounds for you. All you're gonna do is drop that safety down to fire, and then you're good to go. All right.
Okay. This thing.
She goes.
Yeah.
Yes, for the viewer.
Oh.
He is teacupping it.
Hey, I'm getting in the middle.
Well, of course. How many wife fires videos have you done?
Careful. You want to let go of that bottom of the magazine there.
Okay.
It's gonna get jammed up. There you go.
Oh, there it goes. There it goes. Hey, that was cool.
There you are.
Thank you.
So you have fired this launcher before, right? You
Yeah.
know this one pretty well. Do you like them?
Yeah, I
They're
do.
easy, aren't they?
Yeah, they're easy.
That first trigger pull, first time you pulled it, punctured the CO2.
Thank
How
you.
hard was that for you? Was that pretty easy?
It was easy. It was
It is,
very
right?
easy.
And as you could see, you were like dead on
Yeah.
every single shot. So pretty easy to do with these, huh?
Yeah, it was
So there
really
you go.
easy.
Bonus wife fires video. Don't say I didn't give you something. Yes. Yes, you got a bonus wife fires video out of Byrna. Now, I want to tell you a couple things interesting, guys. Anybody out there notice she was teacupping? And we've talked about teacupping the launchers before. She was a little bit nervous still. And I think what she had done is she had teacupped it and accidentally dropped the magazine a tiny bit, which is why she had a couple of misfires there. But did you guys notice that when she was firing, she was like Annie Oakley? Hell, 2 of them hit the same spot. Pretty cool, right? And I do love that mobile firing range thing that they've got. I would love to have one of those and take it out to the field for all different launchers. And it has given me some ideas, so I may try to do something like that in the future. But that was really, really cool, and that was an extra bonus for you guys. Now, our next stop was over at Sabre. Guys, they were... check it out. All right, guys, so we found our friends over here at Sabre. You guys have seen this launcher, which, by the way, pound for pound is probably one of the best values for the money that you can currently get in less than lethal launchers. And you've seen us do it on the channel before, so you know what these are capable of. But you guys also had a couple of questions. Now, the first question I know you guys had asked her, do we have any new launchers coming out? What do you think?
I can't say yes or no, unfortunately.
Can't say, hey. Can't say yes or no is never a bad thing. That's a good one. Next question we got is, a lot of users were asking about the pepper rounds that you guys have got. There's big competition out there, right? So we're talking about like Duke and Pepperball and Byrna and all these other guys. So do you guys have your own pepper round, and what power is it?
Yeah, sure. So it's, I'll just grab
Absolutely.
the thing here. So it's going to be our 1.0 major capsids with 4.0 PAVA. The same strength that police use. So
okay,
yeah.
so these are law enforcement. So 1% capsaicin, 4% pava. You guys have heard me say 1,000 times that if it doesn't have a combination of the two, don't even worry about it. OC is meh. You want a combination for sure. So those are definitely good. So what else you got going over here? I couldn't help but notice you got a gel launcher over on the side over here.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Yeah, I never know what I'm going to find when I come to your guys' booth, I'll tell you.
Right.
So, all right.
So this is our aim and fire pepper gel. Basically, there's a clip on the top. You can pull that back. The top flips up. You can put the pepper gel in there, and then it fires just like a regular kind of gel gun. It's just more of a feel like a gun than like an actual just spray.
Do you know what kind of range you get on it on average?
Yeah, so 20 feet is the maximum. The sweet zone is like 12 to 16 feet. Definitely safety at a distance.
Okay. Now, does this one have like a flashlight or anything else, or is it?
So no flash or anything like that.
Okay.
It does come with the practice spray though, so if you do want to practice with it before you use it,
which you should.
Feature, right.
Practice is key. Always practice with it.
Exactly.
So what do these typically retail at?
Those retail for around $49.99, I believe.
About 50 bucks?
Yeah, so 50 bucks, not bad.
Can't go wrong with that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, any other new things coming out? It looks like you've got all kinds of things all over your wall.
Yeah, so a couple new stuff. For pepper sprays, we have our 2-in-1 pepper spray and personal alarm. We've got 3 colors, so our white, black, and dark blue. These are super popular, so it's basically a pepper spray. Whenever you spray it, it also detonates an alarm as well. So
really,
that alarm.
How many decibels is the alarm?
I want to say 130 decibels, so you can hear it up to 1,200 feet.
That'll hurt.
So yeah. So
all right,
that is a good one. There's also 3-in-1 stun gun, light, and alarm. It's also very popular.
Now I didn't even know that Saber had a light alarm stun gun. That's pretty awesome.
Too, as well.
And it's guys, it's super light. I mean, like you can't even feel the box. It's so light, which is really cool. All right, what's an easy aim pepper spray?
Yeah, so that's actually over here if you want to actually feel it yourself. So it's just for someone who's like not super comfortable with stressful situations. Their aim, they want to know that they're aiming the right way.
Right.
So we have this. We have that design.
Check that out, guys.
So that it like you can intuitively feel that you're aiming the right direction.
So you load in the pepper gel. I'm assuming it's a gel also.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
So it's a spray actually.
Spray on this one, okay.
And then it comes with a practice spray as well, so you're able to practice first, get a feel for it, and then you can load that in and you're ready to rock.
Awesome. And what's the retail on these? Do you know?
I would give you my dry sheet.
Okay. Guys, so check this out. Finger goes in right there. You can actually aim right down your hand so that when you hit this, it's going to go straight. You don't have to worry about it going any strange direction or bouncing off things, which is actually kind of cool too. All right. A runner pepper gel. Well, you just never know what you're going to find when you come over here.
Yep, so that's that runner gel. It's going to be, obviously with runners in mind, it's got an LED strap that goes around your wrist.
Okay.
So you can run as you go. Very nice. That one actually lights up in the dark so you can see as well.
Meet the pressers, bingo, gotta love that. All the pepper, different, you see every color you guys can possibly imagine. We've actually had a couple of these on the channel, but this year I do want to bring in more for sure. So
yeah.
We get a lot of questions that are also people that are asking about animal sprays, bear sprays, anything like that. Do you guys have those?
Yeah, so we have bear spray. That's right over on this wall actually.
Okay, let's go take a look at this.
So here's our bear spray. We have a 9.2 ounce can and a 7.9 ounce can.
Okay.
They both shoot 40 feet. They're ARPED Max. And then for people that live in California, we have our Trail Boss. That's going to be California branded just because they have different laws.
Yes they do. We know.
Yeah.
We've all run into California laws. Yeah. Yep. So awesome, fantastic. And so you got an air horn too. All kinds of different. Yeah, this is awesome. I didn't even know you guys carried this.
Yep. Right. Yep. And then we also have our Bear Safe tub, so that's cool as well.
What is a Bear Safe tub?
So basically you just put your stuff in there and then it's anti-bear, bear-resistant food storage.
Really?
Yep.
So a bear can't come chew on your grub. I love that. Exactly. I love that. Well, thank you so much, guys. I told you we were going to make it over to Saber. We did. They did answer some questions. We don't know about a new launcher. It is what it is. But we can get the pepper rounds now. So I'll do some more research and I'll have some links down there for you. Here we go. All right, a couple things. The Saber launcher is a decent launcher. Guys, you're talking about a $100 68 caliber launcher that has the power to compete right in the burner range. I mean, Salt Supply burner, they're right in that same range, but they're a lot less expensive. They are not constructed as solid as the other ones, but they are value for the money. You're getting good value for the money you put in. I could not beat out of this guy if they have another launcher coming out. He would not even flinch on. I was very proud of him, actually, because honestly, a lot of people wouldn't have had the tenacity to sit that one out. But he did. He hung out the entire time, and he didn't even flinch on it, which I thought was pretty darn cool. That being said, they did get the pepper rounds that are the civilian use. I told him off camera, we need to juice these up. 1.4 is just simply not going to cut it. And I was told there's other things in development. But there are other things also they're doing, which, by the way, the reason we went over and looked at the bear spray, I know you guys don't care about bear spray, but it occurred to me that a lot of people do take some less than lethals with them when they go out camping. If we could get rounds that were made up with some sort of bear spray, it's probably not a bad thing to have. So I was trying to allude to that with him, and we'll see where that ends up going for sure. I'm not promising anything because he seemed kind of, I don't know. It's like he wanted to tell me things, but he just couldn't. Now, look, the next one, I'm not going to lie to you guys. Listen, I love Lancer Tactical. I do. The Hornet and the Scorpion are decent little launchers. They are, especially for the value. I wanted a Higos. I wanted a Higos. Here we go. All right, guys, so we're over here at Lancer Tactical. Now, you know we had to hit this one because we were looking for the Higos, but unfortunately, we couldn't find a Higos. In fact, we couldn't find the Scorpion or the Hornet, but what we did find, everybody knows the torpedo revolver. You've seen this before, but check this out. We don't know what the designation is. There's no name. This is a 50 caliber launcher that looks very similar to an HDP 50. As you can see, it's going to end up with a bottom side slide fed 6-round magazine. It's got the same twist to puncture and striker cap and a fixed slide on here like an HDP 50. The only designation that I've been able to find is the LTD pepper gun, Lancer DeFizz 50 caliber pepper gun. That's all it says about it. I will tell you, that is a full polymer construction. It's heavy. It's got some weight to it. That's probably almost 2 pounds, so it's got some weight to it. I have no idea. They're talking about this should be out in the next quarter, and hopefully we'll be able to figure out what it is first before we actually get them in. But I thought you guys might enjoy seeing that from Lancer Tactical. So Lancer, what are you doing, man? You're killing us here. You didn't bring the Hornet. You didn't bring the Scorpion. You didn't bring the Higos. And whatever that was you did bring is like it's a hybrid of some sort. It kind of reminds me of like maybe an HDP 50 Gen 2 because of the way it loads, but you could tell it was a 3D printed copy because there were no springs or anything inside of it. The puncture cap on it, the twister pierce, looked a lot like an HDP 50 Gen 2. So it's weird. And nobody knew what it was. Even the people at the booth had no idea what it was. Lancer, man, step up that game. This is ShotShow, man. We got to get up there and do something for sure.